on.
Hi, my name is Nick. My life before a Christian, I think I was quite young because I got baptized when I was 12. But I remember being conscious that there was a God, and in my belief that there was a God, that there would be a moral code. And so I remember just thinking about um, doing good, watching my parents who were also good examples to me. And I did ponder a lot in my life before a Christian, what it would actually mean when I became a Christian, and actually thinking about am I ready? And that was essentially a case of trying to understand am I making the right decisions in becoming a Christian, and not wanting to disappoint, as it were, when I then became a Christian. So I think my life, as it were, is quite short because I was only 12, but I remember pondering a lot, mostly on those things. I became a Christian when I was 12, and that decision really came about through studies. There was a gentleman who was a very good friend of my dad's, and he used to take Bible class for the youth. And he would explain the Bible and actually explain how God brought about salvation for mankind. And I remember thinking that, you know, the answers I'm getting mean that I need to be in Christ, and how I can become in Christ meant I'd be baptized. And so I made the decision there to be baptized because I knew that I wanted to commit my life to God. There wasn't really anything else that I um, could offer my life to spiritually. And so at that age, I kind of knew that I wanted to live for God and be baptized. And I fully recognized the importance of what He had done for me through His Son. And that's what made me become a Christian. And I think also at that time I was thinking a lot as well about the fact that, you know, when a person dies, this there's something else beyond life here on earth, and I didn't want to consider elements of ending up in hell, but more to go to be with my Maker, my Creator, in heaven. And I knew that would also mean there's a responsibility of me following God's commands, and that would be something I would be working on in my life. But baptism was really the way that God commanded that we can be in Christ, and that's what made me make my decision. My life changed when I was baptized, became a Christian. Basically, uh, being young, I was more conscious about, what would God expect me to do in different situations that I was in my life. I was more committed in being conscious the fact that I was going to church and accepting the weekly invitation to partake of the Lord's Supper. And each first day of the week, uh, for me, I guess at that young age, was more of a reminder that I was baptized and I'm remembering Christ, what He did for me on the cross. Um, and I would say as I grew older, I became more aware of the scriptures and the element of practical application in terms of the fruits of the Spirit: love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, all of those, actually living them out in my life. And so I would say, as I grew older, my life as a Christian has now meant that I'm actually more conscious of um, my practical application and growing spiritually in the things that treasure God, and become more aware in my older age that the ultimate goal as a Christian is to be the image of my Creator, just as God was happy for the fullness, His fullness to dwell in His Son, as we learn from Colossians 1:19. So too, as a follower, as a child of God, I need to be one who grows in maturity that's measured in the fullness of Christ. And that means then, as Christ is the image of God, I'm also seeking to be the image of my Creator. And that's something that resonates with me a lot now as an older person and a bit more mature in the scriptures, practical application, and then imparting that to people I come across in my life, especially my children, passing on that message of the way of the cross and what it means to be baptized and live for God with that hope to spending eternity with Him. I think why should you become a Christian? I think you should become a Christian first of all for yourself, never to do it for somebody else, whether it's a relationship you have with another person that you want to be close with. It should be for yourself, and it starts with belief in God. Without belief in God, then the next steps won't come. So I would say you should become a Christian for yourself. Believing in God, you look around, just the makeup of us, right, is DNA, which has a set of instruction in a cell that tells myself how to grow, and you can conclude that comes by design. And so when you believe that there is a creator, then you can believe that that creator has a requirement in how he wants his creation to live. And if you're becoming a Christian, you're becoming closer to your creator and not living in fear of what's to come, but living in hope. Becoming a Christian as well will also help you as a person in how you conduct yourself, your relationship within yourself, your relationship with others, and your relationship with God. Because being His child, you quickly understand how He wants you to grow in Him, and He recognizes that you're not perfect as a human being, and we know that we live under His grace with that ultimate aim to be better people, to be more and more like Him. So I'd say, yeah, this world is not our home. I would say you should become a Christian with that aspect of questioning what eternity is all about. And if you want to spend eternity with God beyond this physical body that will rot in the ground, one should seriously consider what it means to be a Christian for yourself, and then look forward to what's to come.